Okay. Hello, YouTube coin community. It's me, Robert, with Cointalk. Gotta make certain everything is muted. I think it's all muted. I'm not getting no feedback yet, so good. Awesome. Okay, everybody. Today we got a nice something old, something new. Brad's going to give us some purchases that he got from the fun show. So I just thought you guys are taking, eh, just in case you guys wanted to share some stuff with the panel, feel free to. Don't forget, ask away on your questions. First things first, we're going to start with David. He's going to give us a rundown on the coin shows out there that might be near you. So, David, take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're having a good day. I'd like to run through the coin shows real quick. On January 16th through the 18th, there's the 2025 Wilmington Coin Show in Newcastle, Delaware. January 17th and 18th, NorCal, East Bay, there's the Concord Coin Show in Concord, California. On January 17th to the 18th, it's the 68th Houston Money Show in Conroe, Texas. On January 18th, it's the Northwest Valley Coin and Card Show in Phoenix, Arizona. On January 18th, it's the Tampa Bay Coin Club Coin Show in Tampa, Florida. On January 18th, it's the Norfolk Coin Show in Norfolk, Virginia. On January 18th and the 19th, it's the annual Gold Coast Coin and Currency Show in Foley, Alabama. On January 18th and 19th, it's the Carolina Coin and Stamp Show in Raleigh, North Carolina. On January 19th, it's the Fort Lauderdale Coin Show in Plantation, Florida. On January 19th, it's the Cicero Berwyn Coin and Stamp Bourse in Berwyn, Illinois. On January 19th, it's the Muncie Coin and Stamp Club Annual Coin Show in Muncie, Indiana. January 19th, South St. Paul Monthly Coin Show, South St. Paul, Minnesota. January 19th, Nashua Coin Show, third Sunday in Hollis, New Hampshire. On January 19th, it's the Clifton World Money and Collectible Show in Clifton, New Jersey. And finally, on January 19th, it's the ONR Coin Show in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I'm going to give you the current spot prices for precious metals. Frank, it's a good day to get that metal detector out. Gold is up $16.50 to $2,713 an ounce. Silver is up 11 cents to $30.68. Platinum is down $9 to $929. Palladium is down $26 to $922. And rhodium is up $75 to $4,550 per ounce. Robert, I'll kick it back to you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna bring us all up. Blue and Brad, you guys are both muted in case you didn't know. But whenever you are ready, Blue, just let me know, and I'll be happy to let you do a segment. She's got a segment, everybody, on the world's first coins, which I think would be a nice little segment. But I didn't know if she was ready yet. We sort of got started late today, everybody, so we're just gonna we're gonna hoof it here. So. Nick, I hope your operation went well. Good to see you in the chat, but take and do yourself a favor, take off some time and just relax and enjoy yourself. But other than that, anything new going on, folks? Wow. That's odd. Nobody says anything.
Yeah. How much longer, Nick?
Let
Did they
B
tell
let
you?
B entertain us.
How much longer, Nick, did they tell you before you can, like, you know?
Well, when she comes back, she's going to wear an eye patch, so she'll give David a run for his money as a retired pirate.
It's just, and I didn't want to write her a big email and make her eyes hurt more, so I wrote her a short email. You know, poor thing. That's just terrible. I can't imagine what it's like to have that happen to you. And thank you, Ronald. And thank you, everyone that's wished me a happy birthday. I was trying to keep it on the down low. Darn it.
Oh,
Okay, so Robert, the pictures I don't have in front of me. So you can kind of guess, I guess. There's 12 pictures, and you can kind of guess by what I'm reading. You'll know what to put up. I don't have them in front of me, so all I can do is read.
I love it.
You'll figure it out. And the numbers are in the left corner. Did you notice that?
The what?
The numbers of the pictures are in the upper left-hand corner.
Let's see. Are they in the upper left-hand corner? Let me look.
Not the first batch I sent you, the second batch. The first batch did.
I only got one batch from you, B.
Do they have numbers in the corner?
No.
I'm sorry. Can I interrupt you for a minute, B?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Nick sent me a message, and she said she wanted me to read this into the record so that people don't think that she's in jail, where we all think she belongs. But she said, my appointment this past Tuesday went well. The gas bubble is continuing to work. They want to continue in the same treatment. The gas bubble should dissipate on its own between 6 to 8 weeks. End of next week, doctor has cleared me to start getting back into my normal routine within reason. Well, that'll be the first time that Nick will be within reason. I will still have some restrictions until my next appointment in 2 weeks. I do appreciate all the thoughts and prayers. I can't wait to be back. I miss you all. Brad, only a little bit. Thanks again, friends. Nick.
Well, at least we know she hasn't lost her senses.
Yeah, she still has the same sense of humor.
Yeah.
Okay, Blue, just to let you know, sweetheart, you sent me both sets in the same email, not two different emails. So I do see the second set of photographs. So which ones do you want me to open first, the first or the second set?
Second set, because they're numbered in the upper left-hand corner.
Yeah. Second set first, worse than the West.
Well, you know what, B? It looks like actually they came in order this time. So this should be pretty, let's see, one. Yeah, this is going to be easy, Blue.
Cool.
Awesome. I mean, hey, yay!
That was my imitation of the painting screen.
Hey, listen, it makes my job so much easier, B. So, I mean, seriously.
I know. I'm trying to make it,
You're doing, hey, you're learning. That's great. One of these days, guys, listen, we've only been doing this for about a year. Give us another year. We'll make this a professional show.
Want to bet?
No.
Hold it. Just a minute.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I got to put.
He leaned off to the side. I
got 100 that says that doesn't happen. There's no professionalism that's going to happen here.
It's the definition of professionalism. It's how the definition goes. You know what I mean?
I will prevent that from happening.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brad. I'll bet you that $100 that Blue Moon B sends me an email this year with all the pictures correct.
I think she can get there.
I'm just so
That's the only reason I made that bet.
I'm so close now. If I had them in front of me, this would go a lot smoother. I need to have them in front of me.
Well, you will have to work on that part.
You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. So anyway, Nick, I hope you feel better. Take care of yourself. I want to make sure I get that in before they distract me. Okay, so which is really easy to do, So anyway.
Squirrel!
Yeah, I know. Right. It's terrible. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to do a little bit of history. Me and Robert talked about it, and although Brad was probably there
No, he
back
wasn't.
then.
No, he wasn't. Well, okay,
No,
maybe.
I was not there with
Maybe.
the first ones, but I did get the denariuses and original mint rolls
The
from the bank.
Constantine period and stuff.
Original mint rolls. That is rich there now.
Yeah. Yeah. Or what if his relatives? How about
I
like his great
believe.
relatives was involved?
Okay, somebody out in the chat fact check me, but I believe coins were around before papered roll coins.
Yeah.
Well,
You
yeah,
guys are gonna see.
but you know, they weren't paper rolled at the time; they were toga rolled.
So that means some poor beat
No,
had to run around naked, huh?
No, they just had to wear a shorter toga. You cut a strip off the bottom of your toga, and you rolled your coins and it tied it on both ends, and you had a roll. Come on, Robert.
So then you're saying that a lot of the guys would go around with bills in their pockets asking the girls to roll up their rolls for them?
It's off the tracks.
Man,
what was that before
ever
squirrel?
since I've been doing this with Brad, the eye rolling thing is coming back. I used to do it when I was
just
a
won the
kid.
$100 for this year.
It's coming back.
I would say you're right.
Well, now wait a minute. Now,
Hey,
remember, we still have 350 days left.
Robert, will you
What?
shut up and let B talk?
No, I'm having a good time. Go for it, guys. So easily
whenever
entertained.
you want to do your presentation, you just let me know. I'll be happy to take and get you going.
It's just about, like I said, the world's first coin. Let's see if that helps.
Okay.
So I don't have to keep going like this. Yeah, the world's first coin. So, Brad, do you know what the world's first coin is?
It was Electrum. It was about 650 BC from just outside of what is now modern-day Turkey.
And what was the country called? Or the civilization, or whatever you want to call it? What was it called? You remember everything.
I know that your hometown of Lesbos, Lydia,
there you go.
Your hometown of Lesbos was a prolific producer of coins at the time.
That would be Lydia. Okay, so the Lydian lion coin, a historic innovation in currency. The world's first coin is generally considered to be the Lydian lion, which was created around 600 BCE in the ancient kingdom of Lydia, located in what is now modern-day Turkey. So Brad had that right. The coin was made from electrum. He also had that right. A naturally occurring alloy of gold and silver. It featured a lion's head on one side, which symbolized the royal power of the Lydian king. Lydian king, and a simple punch mark or stamp on the reverse side to indicate authenticity. I'm still getting over that cold. Okay, so anyway, the introduction of coins revolutionized trade. Is there a map after this, Robert? Is there another map, number 2? There you go. So the introduction of coins revolutionized trade by providing a standardized medium of exchange, and the Lydian lion is considered the earliest known example of this innovation. The Lydian lion coin, minted around 600 BCE, is widely regarded as the world's first true coin. It was considered in the ancient kingdom of Lydia, located in modern-day Turkey. The coin was made. Oh, wait, I'm repeating. Okay, here we go. It's repeating itself. I must have copied it twice. Nope. The coin was made of electrum, a natural alloy of gold and silver, and featured a design of a lion's head on one side. I'm going to finish it. Symbolizing the royal authority of the Lydian king. Likely King Croesus is how I'm going to say it, or his predecessors. The reverse side is often carried a punch mark to indicate its authenticity. The coin marked a major shift in the way people conducted trade. Prior to its introduction, barter systems and other forms of exchange dominated. The Lydian lion represents a standardized, easily recognizable medium of exchange, making trade more efficient and reliable. What else do you have, Robert? Do you have another one after this? Number 3 or 4. There you go. It set the foundation for widespread use of coinage across the ancient world. Okay, so the world of 600 BCE. In the 6th century BCE, the ancient world was experiencing significant changes. The Lydian kingdom was a powerful and wealthy state, known for its trade routes and gold resources. It was one of the first civilizations to establish a monetary system that could be used in daily transactions, giving it a competitive edge over neighboring societies. The development of coinage was a revolutionary step in the evolution of economies. It provided a consistent measure of value, enabling easier trade and the growth of more complex economic systems. The introduction of coins helped fuel the rise of ancient Greece and Persia, influencing the course of history for centuries to come. There's probably another one, Robert. You might want to go to the next one. There you go.
You tell me
Okay.
which one to go to.
I'm trying to do. At this time, the Greek city-states were beginning to form. The Persian Empire was expanding, and other civilizations like the Egyptians and Babylonians were also flourishing. The creation of coinage not only impacted commerce, but also facilitated the spread of art, culture, and ideas across vast territories. Furthermore, the Lydian lion coin was more than just a means of trade. It was an innovation that laid the foundation for modern economies and changed the way the world interacted. Okay, you might want to go to the next one. Let me see what. Okay, this is perfect. Okay, so I'm going to give you the details of the coin. The Lydian lion coin is not only historically significant, but also remarkable in its numismatic design. It is often considered the first true coinage because it was produced in a standard weight and stamped with a recognizable design, which was significant departure from earlier forms of currency, such as bartered goods, metal ingots, or rough cut coins. Material and composition. Okay. What's the next one, Robert? You can go to the next one. There you go. The Lydian lion coin was made from electrum, a natural alloy of gold and silver that had a variable composition. The ratio of gold to silver in electrum coins could range from 50% gold and 50% silver to up to 80% gold in some instances. The alloy was not refined, so the quality of the metal could vary. Okay, so the use of electrum is significant as it was a naturally occurring material that allowed the Lydians to strike coins without the need for complex metallurgy. There you go. And it made the coins durable for widespread use. Okay, so here's, I'm going to give you a little rundown of the design. Okay, so the obverse front of the coin features a lion's head. This powerful and regal animal symbolized the strength and authority of the Lydian kings. The lion is shown in profile, often with detailed features like a mane, eyes, and mouth. Some coins also depicted the body of the lion alongside the head. Though the head is the most iconic representation. Okay, so the reverse often carried a punch mark or simple incurse square. This incuse design was a key feature of Lydian coinage. The punch mark was not merely decorative; it served as an authentication tool to guarantee the weight and authenticity of the coin. And that's a tongue twister. The NQ's punch was essentially a reverse impression of the lion's image, thus preventing the coin from being easily counterfeited. Some Lydian coins show variations in the depiction of the lion, either with slight stylistic differences or additional symbols, but the lion's head became a trademark design associated with the kingdom. Okay, here we go. We're going to go into the weight and size. The Lydian lion coins were typically about 8.5 grams. You're good. 8.5 grams in weight. The exact weight varied slightly over time as Lydian kings might adjust the mintage standards for political or economic reasons. That's interesting, isn't it? However, these early coins were consistent enough in weight and appearance to establish trust among traders. The size of these coins was generally small, approximately the size of a modern day nickel or dime, making them practical for everyday transactions. A little bit about the minting process. Okay, the Lydians used die casts to mint these coins. The dies were engraved with designs like the lion and used to strike coins by placing a blank piece of electrum between two dies and hammering the top die into the bottom die. This process ensured that each coin had a uniform design. Although slight variations from the coin to coin exist due to the hand-carved nature of the minting process. The punch mark on the reverse side served to verify the coin's authenticity and weight. This was an early example of state-backed currency, as the punch mark ensured that the coins met certain standards of value and weight. Okay. See if this is the part that. Okay, so the Lydian lion coin represents one of the earliest and most significant breakthroughs in numismatic history prior to coinage. Societies typically used barter systems or weight precious metals like gold and silver for transactions. Coins provided a convenient, standardized way to conduct trade and enabled merchants and citizens to engage in transactions without needing to measure out metal or trust in inconsistent barter systems. This innovation is thought to have been a response to the growing economic activity in the region, as Lydia was a thriving trading hub in the ancient world. The Lydian kings, particularly King Croesus, I'm going to try that, Croesus, are also famous for their wealth, and coins became an essential part of maintaining and demonstrating their wealth. Lydians' influence spread to neighboring regions, including Persia, and it is believed that the Persians and later Greeks adopted the coinage system from the Lydians, involving it into their own systems of currency. Okay, so the numismatic significance of this is considered the beginning of coinage in the modern sense. It was the first, as it was the first to use a standardized weight and impress an official design, two features that would become hallmarks of future coinage across civilizations. It is often collected by numismatists as an example of early coinage and an important historical artifact. Okay, Brad, this is the part you're waiting for. In conclusion, Lydian lion coin represents a pivotal moment in the history of money and trade. Its innovative use of electrum, along with its distinct design, ensures its place in history as the first widely recognized and standardized form of coinage, influencing generations of coins that followed and shaping economies around the world. There you go. I'm done. Are you awake, Brad?
I am.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, B. That was awful good. I appreciate that.
Thanks, B.
Oh, King Croesus.
Is that how you say it?
I believe. But
Croesus.
how did he die, B?
That's a good question. I didn't look
Amanda's
that far
going
up.
to pay bills. Bye, Amanda.
That's a good question, Brad. I didn't look that up.
Hmm.
I didn't get that deep into it. I'm trying to do the coin. You know,
Well,
do you want me to do
but it
the
has
game too?
in a way, it has something to do with coins.
I don't remember how he died because I wasn't into it. I was trying to do the coin more than the. Sorry, I'll throw that in next time, Brad.
Well, I put it out there and nobody's come up with it yet on the side.
Nobody has.
Frank thinks he was eaten by a lion. That would be good. That would be cool, but
Frank's
not
a
quite.
funny guy.
Not
I
quite.
don't
He may have
remember
been,
what it said. I don't remember.
he may have been fed to the lions after he was.
Because I was concentrating. You know what's interesting, Robert? Did you notice a lot of them? They look like coffee beans or little rocks. You know, I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Amanda says she needs to know how he died before she goes to work or something.
Oh, you guys!
Croesus was killed because of his love of gold. They poured.
That's right, Brad.
Poured molten gold down his throat.
That's right. I forgot that. See, I told you. I forgot, but he's right. That's terrible, isn't it?
Oh, that was her.
He died a rich man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, literally. Is that from that? Hey, is that from that one guy? Is that where they got that everything he touched turned to gold?
I did it last night. I did this last night before I fell asleep, so I was probably
we could tell. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you could tell. I know. I have a life too, Brad. I have things that I have to do in my life. And by the way, everyone, if you are using Windows 10, you better get busy trying to upgrade your computer to the Windows 11 because mine totally crashed Monday. Yeah, my laptop did.
I don't even know what's. I was like,
yeah,
I'm not even certain what system I'm on.
Thank God my son was here to help me. I mean, it was bad because I've been using that laptop for 10 years. It's full. So now it's completely empty and I'm on Linux.
Just as a quick side note, everybody, I'm sorry I can't say hi to everyone because I'm the one producing the show today. My son's not here. So I've got to take and do all the changing in and out. Oh, no, I'm happy to do it, Brad. I'm just saying I can't say hi to everybody because unlike you, I mean, I ain't got.
You just did say hi to everybody.
I know.
You just said hi to everybody.
We're not doing nothing.
You can't type hi to everybody, but you can say hi.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Hi, Lisa. I'd say hi to everybody. Amanda.
I'll tell you what would we do without you, Brad?
I really don't know.
Everybody, Frank.
By the way, David, whenever you're ready, you just let me know. I will cue you up, and I will be happy to mute Brad there.
Actually, Robert, I would appreciate it if the panel would be live because I would like feedback. This is going to be real informal. I'm going to go through this kind of step by step, and I would like feedback from the panel here too, and possibly from the chat.
Okay, that's fine. You only sent me. Well, you only requested that I open up ANA's money, the ANA site. I've got that open. I can share that anytime you'd like. Whenever you'd like to start, you just let me know. I'll be happy to do that.
Okay, I am ready.
You're ready? Okay, I'm going to let you start it by yourself, and then we will graduate. Once I start sharing whatever site you want me to, everybody will be back up at that moment, okay?
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Great. Hi, everybody. This is going to be a presentation. It's a basic presentation, learning how to collect coins and where to start. There is no one correct way to collect coins. There are many different ways to collect coins. You can collect coins based upon many different categories. world coins. Robert, if it's okay with you, I'd like to share my screen. If you can.
I don't think let's see here. See if you can. Oh, okay. I see it. This right here?
Right.
There you go.
So I got a new toy. I got a scope, and I wanted to try and work with it today. So one of the categories is a world coin, and thank you, Flor-de-Lina. This came from Flor. It's a coin from Israel, and this coin is made from aluminum. So world coins are definitely a type of collection. Another type is our friends to the north from Canada. This coin is silver. It's a 50-cent piece, and it's 0.800 pure silver. Also, you can collect coins from the good old USA. I think everybody's pretty familiar with those. And I apologize, I don't have any coins from the United Kingdom, which you can also collect from, and I do not have any ancient coins. Also, I know that we have some people in our community that collect tokens, and that you can also collect, or you can do a mixture of all. I told Brad the other day that my collection is a hodgepodge, and that's no kidding. So I made the mistake of trying to do everything, and now that's what I've got. Is I got a little bit of everything, trying to be more specific in my purchases now, but you can do whatever you want, and you can collect at your own speed. There's no set time period that you need to do this. It's based upon coin availability and the amount of money in your wallet. So here's a couple different ways people can collect coins, and it's by far it's not the only way you can do it. You can collect them by date and mint mark. Not sure if this is going to show, but you can use a coin folder like this to get started. And when you do collect by date and by mint mark, sometimes you're going to find that it's harder to find and cost more for certain dates and also certain mint marks. Also, you can collect by coin type. So you can collect one of each coin type, collect, and I'll show you what, I got this from Joe Durbin. It's a 20th century typeset. And what you'll see is one type of coin each from the 20th century. And these are real popular for collecting the typeset. I think at times it's a lot easier to collect this way. So you might want to consider collecting type coins. Okay. And all I want to stress here is collect what you like. This is a hobby. This is supposed to be fun. As Robert always says, it's the thrill of the hunt. So, moving on here. How do you know what coins are available to collect? First of all, look for books. For US coins, a red book is a great source, and you can use that. It contains, this is put out by Whitman Publishing. Great source of information. This 2025 edition will show most of the US coins minted from the 1600s to present and give you approximate values. Also, if you're interested in error coins and varieties, the Cherry Picker's Guide is an excellent source of information. This happens to be volume number 6. And there's a gentleman in here. I'm not sure why he was put into this edition, but he's now famous. So for the 5 on the cheek coin. Another way you can know about what coins are available, watch this podcast. We've done 48 previous podcasts, and generally we talk about coins. Sometimes we get sidetracked, but generally it's about coins. Also, you can join your local coin club. Many cities have their own local coin club. I would highly recommend that. And Robert, here's the part where if you could pull up the ANA website, join the ANA, folks. It's a great organization. It's located at money.org. There's a ton of coin collecting information on that website. Robert, is there a section there for young collectors? I think, if I remember, there's a tab if you go down. Might be right on the front page, on the home page. That's okay, Robert. I'll wing it without it. If you're under 17 years old, you can become a young numismatist. There's a bunch of free perks for the young numismatists. along with, there you go, summer. And summer seminar is coming up this summer. It's a great, I think it's a 2-week experience. 2-week experience for the young people. They really enjoy it. Okay, Robert, I'm going to move along. Also, you may want to review the different series of coins and choose a series that has costs that meets your budget for your first collection. So initially, I started out with Jefferson nickels when I was a young lad. Got into Roosevelt dimes and also Lincoln cents. I stayed away from the Morgan dollars at first because of the potential costs that I had seen when I reviewed the various information to see what sort of cost could be involved. So think about that before you start collecting a series, because if you want to complete that collection and you're at a minimum budget, give that some thought. Okay, so now that you know what coins you want, what tools do you need? Number one tool I think you're going to need is a loop. It's a magnification device, usually a 10 power, and they work great for looking at details of coins. And another good tool to have is some good lighting. You need good lighting to be able to see what you're looking at. Okay, where should you look for coins? At first, I went to there we go. Also, get yourself a pair of cotton gloves, especially when handling proof coins. Brad says no.
Just learn to handle the coins right.
Always handle your coins by the edges.
There you go.
Okay.
Hey, when you're holding a $8 million silver dollar, I wasn't wearing cotton gloves. I was just holding it by the edge.
Okay.
Thank you.
That coin wasn't in a holder?
It wasn't at the time.
Okay.
I'll tell you the story later. You go ahead and finish what you're doing.
Okay. Now, where should I look for coins? You can purchase roll from
Walmart
the bank.
parking lot.
Walmart parking lot, especially after they've been there in a snow pile all winter. So you can go to the bank, do coin roll hunting. That's the thrill of the hunt. There you go. You can go to your local coin dealer. You can go visit Coins Plus. Just go and see Brad. And I believe if you're under 18, you can ask your parents to bid on online auctions from CoinUp or Joe Durbin. You can also go to local coin shows. And one thing I want to stress, be very cautious of Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Pinterest, etc. Be very cautious. Okay, let's say I have purchased some coins. Now, what do I do with them? How do I store them? How do I protect them? One basic way is to use a coin board. This happens to be the American Women's Quarters coin board that just came out from the U.S. Mint, and it gives a little history about each of the ladies that's on the quarters. This is just there's no mint mark specific on this board. It's just the people that were on the coin per year. So it could be P, or it could be D, or it could be S. Also, I showed you this before. You can use a coin folder. The only drawback with a coin board and a coin folder is you can only see one side of the coin. You can also store coins in coin tubes. You can also store coins in 2x2 holders, cardboard holders, and then put them in some sort of a box that would hold 2x2 holders. You can also do vinyl, or I'm sorry, I'm not sure if it's vinyl, but clear pages. And slip your 2x2 holders into that. Put them in a 3-ring binder. You can also use coin albums. And that'll show you both sides of the coins. No, Frank, you can't bin that. That's not for sale. Also, you can use, if you have coins that are graded, and this is probably for your advanced collectors, you can store the coins in these boxes. Now, you can also use a Velveeta box, just so everyone is aware of that. Someone on the panel here loves Velveeta boxes. A majority of these supplies can be purchased at wizardcoinsupply.com. And Robert, that pretty much concludes my presentation.
Well, thank you very much, David. That's pretty interesting.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I just want to amend one thing, guys. On his 2x2s, they are great for storage. I've got some of my original coins that are in 2x2s, but they do come. You can collect them if you have a lot of one series and like a 1.5 by 1.5, or for those Morgans that Dave says he doesn't care for a lot, or he didn't start with. You got 1.5 by 1.5. I like these better because they don't bust out as easy as the 2x2s, and there's more room to write on. And that's just a personal preference. They both work.
I agree.
Yeah, I just wanted to take and let him know, Dave, that you're right. Everything you said was great. It's just that there's a little bit that you get to you can, like you said, you can adjust your collecting to whatever, however you'd like. You showed that plastic typeset collector. A lot of people have that in the book form as well. So
Right.
yeah, that I like that. I've seen those before,
That's
David.
neat.
Those are really neat. I like them.
That's really neat. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
They also have one bigger than that. It's almost twice the size that includes gold. I've seen that as well.
Be hard to put it somewhere. That would be the problem I would have with it.
Well, come on, B. What about those big ass? I mean, we're talking those huge for those 5-ounce quarters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I see them in slabs and
I
people
don't use
collecting them.
anything.
I mean, yeah, I don't get into it. But that's not the case. Go ahead, Brad. You're unmuted now.
I've been carrying on a little conversation with Frank on the side. I think maybe you've seen it.
Seen that.
Yeah.
So, Frank, I'm going to tell you how you find coins with a metal detector that are not environmentally damaged. One, if you find gold coins, they don't environmentally damage. So you're finding the wrong coins. But realistically, and secondly, if you find an old building in the woods, you always want to check above the threshold, the doorway. A lot of times in the old days, they would hollow out part of the log up there and store coins in them, or put a coin up there for good luck. When I was first starting in the business in 1975, guy walks into the store where I was working, and he told me about finding a gold coin over the top of the doorway of an old log cabin. I was like, really? That's cool. He says, well, do you want to see it? I'm like, yeah. Flops a 1797 10 on the counter.
That's a big deal.
Cool. That's
a big deal. Yeah, that's very old. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Frank, if you find an old enough building, they didn't use nails.
No, they didn't. They used to fit
guys,
it all together.
Fit
it all together. Yeah.
But anyway, Frank is right. Frank is right 99.8% of the time. Yeah. They're damaged.
Yeah. They're damaged. But you know what? Some of them are so old, who cares?
Just as an FYI, I know here in Cincinnati, in one of the second or third story basements next to the subway, I know back in the early 1800s, early to mid 1800s, some of the carpenters back then was using Indian head pennies for shems.
Sounds about right.
Guarantee it. I've got the coin still to prove it, that I watched my brother-in-law, God rest his soul, Tammy, if you're listening, your husband, Bob Cheeseman, I still have them. I've got like 3 Indian head pennies that he pulled out of a door that they were being used for shems, believe it or not. And actually, they was in really good shape. So
I've also seen pennies bent to fit where the terminal is on your car battery, so you can start your car. If it's
they were British coins, B?
No.
I've seen cents on the backside of the electric screwed in fuses.
Oh,
that's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it might be pretty bad, B, but I promise you, there was probably more of them than fuses at one time.
Okay, Amanda just came up with something about the older Covington house. My father was a carpet layer, and I used to help him lay carpet all the time. And for good luck, people would put a cent underneath the molding on the floor. So if you're taking up the molding, look for the good luck cent. It's usually the same year as the house was built.
Amanda,
Crazy, huh?
Really?
I've done a lot of remodeling in Cincinnati, northern Kentucky. A good area for you to look, Amanda, would be as if it has, and most of the older houses have fireplaces right behind the fireplace, the facing of it. You can find stuff there. Brad's right, but you also a lot of coins just slid under the base, the trim, so you can find it there. And the other location to look would be if there's any little cracks by your behind sinks, tubs, things of that nature.
Yep.
There's a
Right
lot
around-
of places to look.
Right
yeah.
around where the carpet would have been, you know what I mean? Right there.
Yeah. Another
Yep.
thing, make certain you look in the attic and the basement. A lot of
was my
people. And if you know a little bit about construction, look for odd stuff. There's one house that a friend of mine bought, and it's right there, Brad, coming down the hill on, I think it's Straight Street in Cincinnati. It's coming down off of, and it's like there's this one huge box that is on the side of this wall in a hallway. It's like I'm looking all around. It's like this does not belong here. I said you should take and tear that out. There could be a buried treasure there. He never would touch it. This man, it still bothers me to this day.
all
there would be
kinds of stuff. Yeah.
What would be something like what I would do, which would be build something in, make it look like the wall, and hide my money in there. And a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people, after the Great Depression, there was probably better than 50% of the people were hiding their money in either their house or burying it in the back. And I'm not certain what that number is, but B, that would be something for you to do on your history.
Yeah, in the backyard, with the jar or the can or something in the backyard, because they were going around door to door asking people for silver. My grandma told
I'm
me
just
that.
thinking after the Great Depression, nobody trusts the banks. So I know the Cleveland area, Cincinnati area, both of them, a lot of people took and put. I mean, I've heard, I don't know, I'll bet I've heard, I don't know if it's because I'm in construction and coins both, but I'll bet I've heard 10 stories of people that have done construction that have found money in the walls and things. Amanda, they could be out there. You never know. I've found large cents in houses in the Cincinnati area, Amanda. In fact, my oldest large cent was found, and it was a 18. Oh boy, it's been so many years ago. I know this much. It had a hole in it, and I was still offered back in the 1980s. I was still offered $60 for the coin, whatever it was. The dealer, I took it to a coin dealer, and he offered me good money for it. So I don't know. I can't remember the year. I was too young.
It was really old, I guarantee you. Yeah.
It was actually before then. It was back in the 70s. I'm sorry.
The coin that you found that had a hole in it.
Yep, it had a hole in it. That's what shocked me. Is
they put it above the door.
Offered so much, huh?
So money that it brings supposedly money in the house. You put it above the doorway, and yeah.
I was so young back then. I really wasn't into collecting. I mean, I enjoyed coins and I thought they were neat, and I knew it was an old large cent. I just didn't know nothing about it back then. And hey, back then, that kind of money bought you a whole lot of stuff, a lot of candy and soda.
Candy. That's what I was waiting for you to say, candy. Well, that's what I did with some of mine. Yeah, I bought candy. I was a bad girl.
Yep. Okay, again, I just want to say real quick hello to everybody. Sorry, I'm doing the producing, so I'm doing all the other stuff. If I don't say hi, I apologize, but good to see each and every one of you.
Hello.
Brad, let's see here.
Mrs. Coin Crew, hello.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Bill, 457. Everybody. Brian Hooper, it's so good to see you all. Yeah, so This is gonna sound crazy, but you can find stuff like I was saying where the hotels or maybe bars were and stuff, and in the outhouse pit.
What?
Yeah, they find all kinds of stuff in the outhouse pit. In the old days, people used to just throw everything that they didn't want, like trash and stuff, in the outhouse pit. And then they would just, when it got, so stinky or whatever, they'd throw coal ash over it, put a layer of coal ash over it, and just keep filling that sucker up. And then they'd build another one right next to it. They'd dig another one right next to it. But yeah, they find all kinds of stuff in outhouse pits. It's yucky, but they do. And in people's backyards, Robert, just all over the place in people's backyards in your neck of the woods. Not necessarily on the West Coast, but the East Coast, yeah. Big time.
I've said it also that back in the day, silver will kill certain microbes. They used to throw a silver dollar into their wells in order to help kill off certain.
That's true. That's you really are old, Robert. That's an old story.
It's just an old story. I'm not old enough to where I didn't do it.
No one told you that?
Oh, that's a bread. That's a bread.
Okay, what
coin.
are we looking at, Sir
That's a
Brad?
bread coin.
1839.
It's an 1839 Dahlonega $5 gold piece, but that's not the right one.
It's cool anyway.
Oh, sorry. I have a rare $5 gold piece that was found in a privy pit in Cincinnati.
Dakota is a good place to look. North Dakota. It's all kinds. It's cold.
Sorry, I don't have the right one here. I thought I did.
It's so cold though. I'm not digging in there. There's a guy that does it on YouTube. He's awesome. Digs up all kinds of stuff. I'm not doing it, but I enjoy watching it. He finds all kinds of interesting stuff, all kinds of prescription bottles, especially those.
We find in Cincinnati, you can find bottles big time all the time. All you gotta do is wait for a flood bee at the Ohio River. I found coins down there too. That's another thing. Go to the Ohio River and you can find coins. I mean, antique bottles in this area.
That's cool though. We can find them over here.
Well, I bet, but like you say, the East Coast, you probably find more because one, it's older, around the old schools and bars.
Yeah, and before they were, some of them, before they were states, they were territories.
What, Brad?
Go ahead, Brad.
Nick has been hanging out wanting to know. Frank wants to know the price tag on that one. That one's buried in the Brad collection, Frank. that one's not currently for sale, unless you want to knock my socks off. But do we want to? Oh, Shadrock's here. I didn't see him come on.
Who?
Shadrock 777.
Oh, yeah.
Do you still like your coin? Shadrock visited me in Orlando. Okay. I had to take my oh, never mind. Well, does anybody want to see some of the new stuff I got from
Yes.
The St. Gaudens had chocolate. Yeah, I know. But it was good chocolate, wasn't it? Shadrach came in and talked me out of a beautiful $20 Saint in Orlando.
Really? Good for you, Shadrach.
All right. All right. So, Robert, you want to put up some noops?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
So,
here we go.
Nick made me promise to put up pictures of coins that I got at Orlando and brought home. This is by no means all of them, but it is just a few of them. Some of them have already gone out on want lists. Some of them are at the other store. So I found a nice Pilgrim, great toning, old green holder, just a really pretty coin. And then those of you that are doing a typeset, yeah, you need a reeded edge $50 to go in your typeset. They only made them for 4 years. So there's kind of a neat reeded edge half. And the bottom one, okay, 1903 S silver dollar, just absolutely perfect surfaces for a VF. It's just an amazing looking coin in hand. And then
I know somebody who could use that I sold them 95S. That's a perfect match to that, Brad.
Yeah, okay. And then I thought Nick might like this one. 39D Walker and a nice brilliant 3. So that's a nice white coin. And we have some gold. 20D Mercury. I just sold that about a half an hour ago.
It's pretty too.
Yeah, first person that looked at that took it. And then there's
I'd be mad at you.
There's another $20 gold piece.
Nice coin.
Beautiful.
Nick, hold on. Wait, Nick. Something's coming soon. And then I bought 2 beautiful ladies there. You know, $10 Indians.
Nice.
Real nice.
Pretty.
No, those are not the ones, Nick. Hold on.
They're so nice.
Show the bottom one first, Robert. Bottom. A 1908 D5 Indian, and you can't quite see it in this picture, but it has some nice toning to it. And Indians don't normally tone very well. And then, because you wouldn't buy the other one I had to go out and get another one because I sold that one. So when you're ready for a 3, Nick, I still have one.
That is awesome.
Isn't it, though?
Oh,
Showed it to somebody today, and they looked at it and they go, "Why isn't this coin unk?" I said, "Because the label says AU58."
Yeah.
Crack
Still
it out.
beautiful, though.
Crack it out.
Nah.
I like it.
You can buy it.
I don't know if I'm rich enough.
Oh, okay. I'll give you good terms.
Would you?
Yeah,
Okay.
100% down and the rest later.
Okay. Okay, Brad. Should I roll my eyes?
Yeah, you can give me a Nick eye roll because she can't.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's coming back naturally. Just being around you, Brad.
Hold on. Nick may be unable to eye roll after this.
No, stop it, Brad.
Don't get your hopes up.
That'd be exercise for her eyeball. It'd be good. I'm sure it'll get back. Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see.
I have faith in her.
Okay.
Me
So
too.
those are some of the inventory coins. That's the last of the inventory coins, right, Robert?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then she also said, "But what did you get for yourself?" So
she's smart. She knows you got one for yourself. Come on.
Show the other one first, Robert, just for a minute.
Come on.
No, we'll come back to that one because that one has a story. That's the story.
The
other coin.
reverse.
There, I know. So this is just one that I just picked.
Oops. Hold on.
Oops. I just
There you
picked this
go.
one up because it filled a hole in the collection. It's a scarcer die marriage.
Yeah.
It has a pretty green sticker on it. It's just it's a nice original coin.
It's older than dirt.
I was gonna say it's gonna make it real hard for us to have a professional channel when I get people that send me emails with their photographs not in
order.
right order.
Well, I just
imagine that.
Go back to the other one then.
Just put numbers
Do I
in the
want to
left-hand
leave it here
corner.
or go to the main? Which one?
Okay. There. How about that?
Okay.
I'll get it right someday.
So this coin has a history. Many years ago, there was a older gentleman in the coin club, and he got to a point where he couldn't drive or didn't feel comfortable driving at night. And so Brad would go pick him up, drive him to coin club, and take him home. And he was always very thankful and said, why do you do that? And I said, well, Marvin, because the 40 minutes to the coin club and the 40 minutes home, I got you all to myself, and I can talk to you and ask questions and learn things and have a good time. Well, after he passed away, his daughter sold me some of his coins. This was one of them. And after she sold it to me, I sold it to my good friend Charlie, who was building a dime collection. And then when he sold his collection to my other friend Michael, I told Michael, if you ever sell that coin, it needs to come back to me. And he improved it and brought it to me at the Orlando show and sold it to me. So this is a reminder of my old friend Marvin from the Cincinnati Numismatic Association. So I like coins with stories, and this one has a personal story. So those are the two coins I bought for myself at Fun.
Okay, you want to explain this then?
That's the reverse of the 1833 dime.
Yeah.
Also,
it's a slightly rotated reverse. That's the reverse. It just looks really nice.
It's super
well,
nice.
it does. It's
Come
been nice you
on.
didn't show it, but that's fine.
It's like incredibly nice. Like somebody got it and then never went out. Yeah.
So Bill,
too perfect.
Put Bill 457's 412 comment up there, would you, Robert? And go back to the obverse of the coin. The obverse is the front, Robert. There we go.
I know that. I got to get to it. I'm doing a little bit of...
I know. But I don't want to see the coin. I want to see the label, actually. Okay. So Bill 457 says, what does JR4 mean? Well, I collect coins by die marriage. So for each of the old series like this, the dies were handmade. And if you study them, you can see which pairing of dies made the coin. And this is JR for John Reich, is what the authors of the book did their numbering system. And this is just the fourth coin they identified in 1833. So I try to collect one of each of the die marriages. There are 124 dimes in the Cap Bus series. So this is just one of them. So okay, Robert, you can go to the it's not necessarily the fourth die, Bill. They didn't know which order the dies were in. It was just the fourth marriage they identified. So Robert, go to full screen for me. All right. So this is a JR1. That doesn't necessarily mean it was the first marriage made in 1833. It's just the first one listed in the book. JR2. This one's kind of neat. This is JR2, but this is, as you see, the discovery coin. So before they were writing the book, this is the first coin they identified from this die marriage.
As well as plate coin. I just wanted to point that out. You might want to explain to people.
Oh yeah, plate coin in the early U.S. dime book. Here is JR3. You've seen JR4. Let me see. JR. Okay. I'm sorry. Here's JR3. This is the rarest die marriage for 1833. You've seen JR4, JR5. So I need multiple coins for every year. JR7. I have a JR6. It's just not the, JR Ewing. That's good. JR8. Oh, here's a cute one. This was an old Rattler holder. JR9. So that's all of my 1833s that I have slabbed. So I am getting ready to do a little work on my dime collection. So I got my dime collection out, and this is some more bust dimes by die marriage.
Oh my God.
No, it's Brad.
Nice.
So, that's just something I've been working on for years. I have a good time with. And so a friend of mine asked me to do a little research on my dimes. So I have to get them out and do it for him.
Okay.
So, Nick, one of these days, if you're really nice, maybe I'll get out a box of gold and show it to you.
We're going to do a pirate accent while you do it?
Arr, no.
Oh, okay. It would be more entertaining.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm an expert at that.
Well, then you can do the pirate accent in the background.
No. I bet you can do a better job. It's in your blood. You
Hey,
savvy? You savvy?
Yeah, what?
Brad, I got a question for you. What was Constitutional Silver going for down at the fun show? Was it around spot?
I don't know. I didn't look. I didn't look because, I deal with that here at the shop all the time, and I'm not going to carry it around, on the airplane. It's heavy and bulky and, not going to do that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was going to say, I've seen a few videos, David, of the people talking about Constitutional from down there at the show. No offense, but I tend to agree with Brad. I mean, don't get me wrong, Constitutional's got some stuff to it, but you're at one of the biggest shows in the country. Personally, when I go to them, I'm not looking at any bullion. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I seen one that caught my eye, I might buy it, but I would not be concerned about the pricing of it. I'm looking for something I enjoy. That's the show that I would go to looking for that special to add to my to add to my collection, because one, now here again, this is for me and Brad, people like Shadrach, he might be closer, maybe he don't have to, but for me, it's, what is it, Brad, 1,300 miles for us?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever Delta says it is.
Okay, I don't know either, but it's, it's a ways down there. So we're spending some money to get down there. So yeah, when I go down there, I want to buy a coin that I'm looking for to put to fill a spot in my collection, as opposed to, if you live down there, I can see you wanting to go after Constitutional or just some,
but you go to your local shop for that. Paul Hampton at 418, Robert. That's the one. Those are almost all of my bust dimes, but I have other dimes. So
yeah, I said something to people when you wasn't here one day, and we were talking about your collection, and I told him, I said, you know what? I said, I'm pretty proud of the fact that I have added 2 or 3 coins to your collections for your JR varieties that you've bought for me that I found out in the wild.
Well, were they $half? Those are Overton.
Well, okay, that might be an Overton. Yeah, you're
Okay,
right. It could be an
remember.
Overton, could be
All
a
right,
JR. I can't remember.
Okay, so go to Robert Pintoff's question at 420.
This one?
Right. Yes. Okay. Spell check didn't help you out, but a die marriage, DIE, marriage, there are some common ones in the year and there are some rare ones. So, for example, let's go back to 1833. All right. So, here's an 1833 JR3. That is the rarest one of the year. Now, the 33 JR4 that I just bought is a common one. So this is an MS63 certified coin. This is an AU50. I paid twice as much for the AU50 as I did for the MS63. So the premiums, yes, JR numbers are like Overton numbers, like Bolander numbers, like Browning numbers. Usually the author of the book names it after himself. The dime book was written by 5 gentlemen, and they just decided to call it JR numbers for John Reich because 5 of them were doing the book, and they weren't going to put all 5 of their names or initials in it. So, yes, it's just an identification number. But getting back to Robert Pintoff's question, sometimes it adds nothing, and sometimes it adds multiples. So I have a friend who bought one of the rarest cap bust $half. It was a VF coin, 1829, and I don't know if he paid 6 figures for it or close, but you know, a VF 1829 is worth about $125 to $150 retail. He paid multiples of tens of thousands for the coin because of the die marriage. So sometimes it can mean quite a bit of difference.
Yeah.
He thinks I'm crazy.
And it can go on, you know, Brad just said, you know, he's using some of the old classic sites. What is it that they have for the pennies? They used to
Sheldon
do
and Newcomb.
Sheldon, Newcomb, right. That's your register to where you could take and those numbers can be put on there. What is it? The F for Floyd? Didn't he do dimes as well? Wasn't the dime series the F number? What's the F number for the dimes?
Oh, Fortin for seated Liberty,
okay.
Seated Liberty dimes.
Okay, well, no, that's fine.
Okay.
I thought it was Floyd, but okay, Fortin. I don't do, you know.
No. Well, I'm on bus coins, and I had to change my thinking.
I understand.
To go to that file in his brain.
I got to stick my tongue in the light socket and reset. So, what?
I'm not doing a pirate, Polly. I'm not doing it.
Okay, Frank Floyd the barber. That's right. He
is. Dang it. I might get a hat now, Polly. You're asking for it. Okay, anyway.
Get a hat and get a double eye patch.
Yeah, and then I can say stuff I probably shouldn't say.
We're going to have to
don't ask for it.
We're going to have to do a midnight show so that you can take in, or you know what we're going to do, guys? We're
have fun and say what I want to say.
Hey, we're going to have to do like they do on Tim's, what is it, Tim Pool. We're going to have a regular meeting like this and then go afterwards to a members only meeting where we can talk adult language.
Yes. And I, you know, just like when I was
I don't think you're going to talk adult to B. You have to treat her like she's a teenager.
Really? You'd be kicked out. I'd 86 you. You'd be out of here. I'd be like, I'm sorry. Did somebody tell you that they wanted your opinion? Oh, yeah. You guys, you've never seen it. It can get really good. I usually bite my tongue when it comes to you, Brad. It's just not worth it. Nick handles it. I love it. Oh, I miss her. Mm.
So do I.
Yeah. And she
So
does.
Robert told me there's only
so
room
well.
for 4. So when Nick comes back, we're getting rid of you, B.
No,
Hey, nice.
no.
Before, you kidding me?
I might just write you an email, Brad. You should
Okay.
be nice.
No, Flordalina asked a very good question.
did
What about
Flordalina
dying
say?
marriage and a divorce? Okay. So especially in the Halftime series, that happened a lot. Dyes were married. They got divorced. Somebody came in and mated with the dye, and they made a different dye marriage. Then they got divorced, and the first one came back and they remarried. So that is a remarriage. They're recognized in the bus series, and they're very fascinating and interesting. We'll
It's
talk
like
about
wife number 2, wife number 3, wife number 4.
Sure, but we'll talk about half-times and remarriages.
Flordalina, can you imagine how many women he used that line on? It's like, what? This guy thinks he's so smart.
No, B. There's no thinking about it, doll.
No, when a woman says it, yeah, we say it just like that. He thinks he's so smart. Yes. We discuss that a lot. Okay. Especially when we're talking about our husbands. It's like, here he comes. Here comes him, too, you know. Yeah, join in. Okay.
B, I'm sorry, you just don't understand, but it is difficult being a genius.
I know. Must be rough. You don't know anything about it, do you?
I am absolutely a numismatic genius.
Just
ask me.
Give me time to get it changed.
He's the Indiana Jones. The Indiana Jones of numismatics. More like I called him the first time I called it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that's when he dated his wife.
Oh, there, Nick. Nick rolled it.
What Nick said? Yes, thank you. Oh, it's rough. I can't wait till you get back.
I have to leave for a minute, Robert. I'll be back.
You okay?
We'll survive. We'll survive without you. Wow.
There, we can do it that way.
Wow, you guys. Cracks me up. So, what were we talking about before Brad? You know, I don't remember what we were talking
Dye marriages. Dye marriage.
Dye marriage, yes. Very interesting.
Yeah, dye marriages and divorces, remember?
I'm one of those collectors that's not really into that. That's why I find Robert interesting, because he knows all of that kind of stuff. You know, all the cherry picker stuff, you know, errors and varieties and all that kind of stuff. I'm straight up coin collector.
See, this is where me and Brad, that's what me and him have in common, because a dye marriage is similar to varieties, to where it's a change in the dye, whereas, you know, we have like a double dye number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Normally, by the way, for who was it that asked that? Was that Bill? I think it was Bill. Yeah, Bill 457. You're normally, like everyone has their own listing. You have Wexler has an RPM listing. Copper Coins got an RPM listing. Variety Vista, which is Konica, they have a listing. They all go by different ones. Now, Konica is pretty much the original, and at that original time, it was, guys, John Wexler's. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to get into it, but something happened to where John Wexler left Konica and started his own listing then. And sorry about that, Brad. I just removed you.
No, that was okay. You did fine.
But he took in, Wessler went off on his own, took his files, and started the Wessler files. That's why ANAX does recognize it. And on some RPMs, you'll see WW001. Well, that may be the same or not as Konica or as copper coins. They all, I say that it's got to, it's sort of kind of like Brad. There's a lot of pride in there, I want it named after me. You know how he's got his own coins, his own name on his coins?
Yep.
One of those kind of things, Hey, let's take and throw it out on the table and take a look. But it's something like that where to me it's like, come on, guys, RPM, repunishment, let's just all use the same numbering system. But no.
No, that'd be too easy. You guys might have to talk to each other.
Yeah, Frank, it's cool that the grading companies, recognize the die marriages for a fee.
I got a question for you, Brian.
For a fee. If you send in one coin and ask them to put the die marriage on, it costs you about $15 to $20 to get that done, because somebody at the grading company has to go and attribute the coin, and most of the times they're not very good at it, and it takes them a while, so they have to charge you for that. So
what about,
for example, when I did my collection, I got a special rate on the attributions because I was doing so many at one time. So I can't disclose all my pricing, but I got a substantial discount on listing the die marriages because the owner of the grading service said, well, you're going to be right virtually every time. So, all we have to do is take what you tell us and double check it. So.
Okay, Brad, I got a question for you about die marriages.
Yes.
Here we go.
When do they stop? When did the collector stop looking at die marriages? Because I do know, certain series have them and certain don't.
They all have them.
Well, but how many people?
Some of them you just can't identify.
Right. How many have done the research?
So, when you're talking about VAMs and silver dollars, VAMs are die marriages.
I know that. That's not my question, though. I mean, no, I don't think that would be the same as a die marriage, because you can have the same VAM with multiple die marriages. You want to put a little bit of money on it, get one of those.
Listen to what you just said.
Because I just looked it up. There is a
VAMs.
VAM 1, VAM 1E. Look at it like that.
Okay, but that's VAM 1E is it a new set of dies, or is it a new die state of?
It's VAM 1. And is it a state? I'm not certain, because on some of them they actually did change, because you have a die clash and some without die clashes.
Okay, well, if you're asking me, I think after the 1935 peace dollar, barbers were all hubbed. I don't know that there's people that collect barbers by die marriage. There are some abnormalities, but in my opinion, they start diminishing quickly after the bus coins, when they went to the steam press and they were able to hub more of the design. It becomes more difficult to tell one die marriage from another. So the Liberty seated people have focused on the positioning of the date, and there are some other small differences. So really, after the Liberty seated design, the only thing that is collected extensively by dies are the Morgans.
Well, and I think what you just said was the minting process, and I had an idea about it that I've not. I mean, I understand what you're saying about dies, different stages and such, but I don't think we construe them as a marriage because the same averse can be used on different reverses.
Right. Well, that's a different marriage. A marriage is averse die 1, reverse die A. So 1A is a die marriage. You take A out, put B in, 1B is a new die marriage.
Okay, but you can get a 1C to where maybe they polish.
1C is a new die marriage.
Maybe they polish the reverse because of a die clash.
Now, that's a die state.
Right. Well, right.
Same die, different
that's
state.
why I'm saying
you're still collecting die. You're still collecting VAMs. You're collecting die marriages.
I guess. I mean, you could. This is something that you could look at it that way. I mean, but that's like saying a double die is a marriage, and I don't agree with that either.
No, a double die is a variety and a marriage.
That's what I was gonna say. And I'm just little Blue Moon Bee over here in the corner, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say.
Just sit there and learn something, B.
That's what I was gonna say, Brad.
All right, so Paul, they did change a broken die. So when one of the dies broke, they took it out and they put in a new one. And now that's a new die marriage.
That's a die marriage, yep. That be it.
That be it. Let's see. What kind of a broken die do we want to see today?
Okay. Oh, we're looking at something now, Brad.
There's a broken die. What year is that, Robert?
1983.
How do you know? Can you see it?
Yeah, that's what I can, because there's actually a website for die cuts, and this is a well-known die cut on a 1983.
There's more than one.
Quarter.
Before the guy woke up and realized there was something wrong with the coinage.
Not only that,
drinking while he was making coins.
Very nice 949.
See the cuds on
that's kind of
the eagle opposite the eagle's left wing on the rim. Those are two very large reverse cuds.
Yep.
Technically, they're retained cuds. They haven't fallen completely out yet, but they're collected as cuds. See, there's a little bit of the design still visible in the raised area. So that would be a retained cud. A full cud, the edge of the die there, or the cud portion of the die would be higher than the rim. In this case, it is not. It is still the same height as the rim. So that's an 1834 die. JR6, if anybody cares. Yes, it is an arranged marriage. That's correct.
Yeah, let's see. Invited Nick.
Okay.
There's
a retained cud, only an earlier die state of a retained cud.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, explain the whole thing then. Explain the action, everything.
Okay, so
everybody would
when they were making bus coins,
right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were
doesn't matter.
I'm going to explain it from an antique standpoint. You can extrapolate it to the newer coins, but the reason there are so many more cuds in the old coins is when they made the steel for the dies, it was not made as well as it is today. So it was made from what they call blister steel, and it had impurities in it, and it had weak places in it. So that's why you have so many die cracks on the old bus coins, is because the steel wasn't that good.
So why?
Why what?
The steel wasn't made that good.
Because they couldn't make it like they can today.
Okay.
Today they can measure the temperature by the degree. Back in the old days, the guy looked in the furnace and goes, "That looks red enough. Put it in the oil."
That sounds about right. That sounds
Kentucky
about right.
windage. Okay. So the die's cracked.
Mhm.
Now,
Okay.
you start to get a cud with a die crack.
Right.
And what's called a pre-cud crack is a die crack that goes from the rim through part of the device back to the rim. So, Robert, put your quarter back up there again.
Well, you're just going to have to hold on. I'll get it.
So, you can see the pre-cud crack started over the U of unum and ended over the S in states. That would have been the pre-cud crack. Now, this has gone a little bit further. The next thing is the field starts separating. See how no. Go back to the reverse, please. All right, so the field is starting to separate. See how the along that line that the top of the N is higher than the bottom of the N? So the field is now separating into two different levels. So that is a retained cud. It's still in the die. It hasn't disappeared. It's still striking portions of the design, and that's a retained cud. Now turn it over, Robert.
Okay.
Now, if you look at this is a full cud. If you look at that from along the edge, the area of the cud is higher than the edge of the coin. So a piece of the die completely fell out, and the planchet was able to expand uncontrolled into the area, which takes all of the metal from the reverse and it sucks it up to that big hole in the obverse. So that's why opposite of a full cud, you have compromised striking in that area, because metal will flow to the area of least resistance. In this case, the big hole on the obverse.
Okay, so Brad, how much is the weight? Is the weight the same?
The weight's the same because the metal hasn't disappeared. It's moved in a different place.
Just moved. Okay,
Right.
That's what I thought everybody might be interested in knowing, if the weight is exactly the same. So
correct.
Oh, that's interesting. Yep.
Does
so how long does it take them to notice?
Well, sometimes you notice right away. Sometimes they made more coins. Sometimes they didn't care, because the mint in the old days wasn't making any money really. And so they were using the
they were making money, not making money, making money. But anyway, go ahead.
That's right. They were not making money, making money.
Funny.
So they would use the dies until virtually they were unusable.
Yeah.
So that's why we have so many neat late die state coins in the bust series. They just kept striking them as long as they could.
Approximately 1983, when that quarter was made, a press operator might be operating 3 or 4 machines.
Really?
So if a die took and got a cut is when the die itself breaks off. He may have been at a different die or a different machine and may not have come back, because once he goes through, he's got to take, and actually what David was saying earlier, the press operator also has the loop, and he would look, even though that one he wouldn't have needed it. He could see it with the naked eye.
On the new presses, how many coins do they strike a minute? It's automated. So they're flying out. So it's even once they find the problem, some of them have already escaped into the bins.
Yeah, and I believe in 1955, the 55 Lincoln Cent double die is considered to have a complete die run with one die, which back then that would be between 50 and 60, or between 50 and 70,000 coins, I believe, for one die.
It's just like, So they were operating several machines. That's why they couldn't keep an eye on all of them.
On the modern coins.
That's what I know. When in the 90s, when I went there, I watched one machine operator. He was operating I think there was 3 that he was in charge of on one side of the plant floor. Now, I don't know if he went across the aisle to another bank because they more or less are set side by side, or at least they was at Philadelphia when I went to look. Now they've got new machines now, and instead of them having a die on top and bottom, they're side to side, guys, and it's a whole new minting process, and they're spitting them out. Brad was just requesting how much or asking how much they're doing. Literally, I mean, somebody should be able to find out, but
how fast they spit them out and how fast.
Yeah, because they're also quad dies now. There's every press of the machine makes 4 coins.
4 coins
on the cents, at least.
So that's why I was saying.
I'll check my email later.
That's why I was saying, that they do a lot of it digitally now. Yeah.
Well, the digital
not as
cool. Now. The digital.
I'm talking about design, Robert.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's just for design and for engraving. The digital shouldn't have nothing to do with the actual minting process.
Ugly. They're just immediately ugly. You can just tell what's in digital, even though there's more detail. I just don't like it.
No, there's not. Go look at the flowing hair and look at the original flowing hair. There's way less detail today than there was back then.
Isn't that crazy, though? I think that has to do with the engraving.
Really?
But whatever.
The
original design.
I mean, it'd be kind of difficult, but let me rephrase that, guys. From what I've seen, okay? And that's like the Morgans. I can't stand the new Morgans. To me, the detail just looks so cheap.
It looks yucky, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I don't like it. I love the old stuff where it's a little more softer.
Well, Frank, thank you very much. I'd be happy to share whatever I can, but it's not inexhaustible. At some point, I don't like to show off big things at a time. I like to do little things at a time to try to, because then I'll have more stuff over the time to show you.
Okay, so, let me explain something to Frank. Let me say something to Frank. Brad has 2 coin stores. He's the biggest collector of all of us. 3, you got 3. Even worse. He's the biggest collector of all of us. He makes all of us look like this.
Frank, you ask questions and I'll do my best to answer.
Everything's for sale when you're a coin dealer.
I agree with you, Hoop.
But they're also for sale.
Not my personal stuff, unless you want to get crazy.
Just saying. That's
well, okay, Blue, you're already crazy. You're already crazy. You just don't have as much money.
3 stores has the biggest collection of all of us. He makes us look like. Okay.
Hey, you guys come to Cincinnati. I'll host you. Come, especially
you guys.
Hey, B, was it a good time at the coin show last year?
Oh yeah, I always have fun coming to see you guys.
See, you guys can come down in July, and you can go to
the
numismatic exposition.
I had a good time. I always do.
No, okay. Hold, time it. Okay. So the planche is made the same weight. Yes. When a coin is struck, so metal is not lost when the coin is struck. Metal is moved. Now a clip is
Brad, that's why I was asking you.
Because a clip is actually an incomplete planchet. So it starts out light, not the same weight. So that's why it has less metal.
See, I ask good questions, don't I?
No, Paul Hampton did.
No, I asked the question in the first place, which you were not elaborating on, about the weight and so forth.
Oh, okay. I'll give that to you.
Yeah, you should.
How do I organize the store?
Like says, okay, look at David.
Hey, hold it. Kevin. B, how do we organize things around here?
I don't want to comment on that. It looked okay to me.
There's a bucket of this and a bucket of that.
Yeah, I can answer that better than anybody here.
It looked okay
to
me.
There is no organization.
That's probably why I liked it. I don't know.
Does anyone know why the coins that are in here are not in here.
How big do
What?
you want the red book to be?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't.
Exactly, David. One
Brad,
is
get the
just
big
yeah.
red book. He's got one, guys, that has similar to where almost all of them are there.
There
All right,
you go.
here's a Breen encyclopedia, and that doesn't include all of the varieties.
Okay.
And it's
That's so nice. Look at that, David.
and
Look at
it's
that book.
700 and plus pages.
How many
8.5
pages?
by 11.
How many pages does the professional red book have, Brad?
I don't know. I don't have one handy.
I thought you knew everything, Brad. Oh, now I'm starting to lose a little respect here.
Well,
Everything about coins. Let's just talk about coins, Robert.
Okay, well that's fine, Robert. I'll just skip next week. It's all on you.
We'll just talk about you.
That's all right. That's okay. So there's
Yeah.
a Mega Red. Okay, how many pages does that have?
I have another question for you after this, Brad. Even
Okay.
though I already know, I'm going to ask you
1,500.
for
So
everyone.
there's 1,500 pages in that book, and it doesn't cover everything. All right, just a second.
Okay, here comes another book. This is good stuff, you guys. I'm telling you, and it's free. Free information is good.
Shadrach, David is studying in Frank Bonds' vault. Didn't you hear that earlier?
Okay,
Okay, here we go.
So-
Pay attention, everybody.
if you're collecting by dime marriage, this is the half dime, the dime, the quarter, and the $50 book.
Nice.
I don't have a dollar book to put in here right now. There are large cent books. You can fill a whole shelf of your library with the die variety books or die marriage books. So it's impossible to put all of the information in one book. It would be bigger than the New York telephone book at its height.
As a FYI, guys, I have basically it's a floppy drive. A friend of mine, he buys books, takes pictures of every page of every variety,
Ooh,
and
nice.
puts it all electronically for his own private. Then he sells the book, try to recuperate as much as he can. But he's taken and he has given me, I've got copies of books that have been out of print or they sold out of print from way back when. So I've got it. I don't even know all the books I've got, but I do know this much. I got it's a floppy drive that is got, I bet it's got 300 books in it. So.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to ask
Five.
Brad. Even though I know. So, okay, so here. So he
Hold
can
it.
tell-
David was still asking something about the red book. Go ahead, David.
Okay, go
All I'm
for
gonna
it,
say
David.
is five-
I'm sorry.
Five on the cheek should be in here. That's all I'll say. Thank you.
What should be in
No.
there?
No.
5 on the cheek.
Oh, no, that's not the book for it.
Yeah, see,
Exactly.
that's what I'm
I
trying to think.
agree with Brad.
Okay, so this
Okay,
is what I
Blue.
want to show everybody. Okay, so I got this one. God, I'm having a hard time with that. I got this one myself, this book here. And then I got this one from Brad just recently. Now, one's a 2020, one's a 2025. Besides that, Brad and Robert, please tell everyone the difference between these two books.
One's
let
blue
Brad-
and one's red.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been waiting for that forever because it confuses some people and they're like, what's
Okay,
blue? What's
And
red?
the
So-
prices.
So the blue book represents wholesale prices or
Right.
approximately what a dealer would pay you for the coin.
Okay.
The red book represents retail prices or approximately what a dealer will sell you a coin for. So they're two completely different books.
But that's what I was saying. And it was important for people to know what the difference is. But yeah, it's really blue and red.
Yeah. And if you're only going to buy one, buy the red book. It has more information in it, and it's more complete. Yes, Robert.
And they have this style. With
Really?
this.
Robert's given the 5 today.
Is he
Okay. We have the 5-minute warning. 3rd and long, 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Okay.
3rd down. 3rd down.
Yeah, Bill. Gary Fortin's website. Is it under Bill? You can type it in, just don't use the little @ symbol. Well, Bill, I'm glad it went by quickly for you. I, on the other hand, having to put up with B today, felt like an eternity.
Come on, Brad.
Baloney. Yeah,
B, thank you. You did a great job with the Croesus coin.
Thank you.
That was really neat. Yes.
I love it. I eat it with a spoon.
You eat the
eat history with a spoon. I
thought you were eating Electrum with a spoon. There we go.
No,
there's the Seed of Dime variety website.
There you go.
Yeah, I found it for you, Bill 457. So I didn't know the name,
good.
Bill. I just did a Google search from what you had said, and voila, there you go. So
voila,
baby. Hey, it was like magic.
Yes, and we all have to again say happy birthday to B. Make sure she feels appreciated. You know, you look great for 73, kid.
Yeah. 59. 5.
God, I'm older than you.
59. Yes, you are. Makes me happy. I'm the youngin'.
I have seniority.
Are you the senior? I'm not saying anything else unless you did it. Right on. Somebody has to be the oldest one. And I like being the youngest one when Nick's not here. I'm in a holding pattern anyway.
I see.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Should we say goodbye, Robert?
I think it's about time, yeah. Okay, we're gonna go. So guys, thanks so much. I'm gonna take I'll tell you what, let's see. David, we're gonna start with you.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for being here today. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Robert, thank you for hosting this podcast. B, you did a wonderful job with your presentation. And Brad, you were awesome as usual. Thank you.
Oh, it's my turn. Hey, David, thanks for sucking up. I love that. But I hope you enjoyed my 10 cents worth today, and we had a good time. And I do want to say thank you, David, for your presentation, and B, for yours, and happy birthday, kiddo. I hope you have a wonderful one tonight, and don't party too late. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. If you ever have a question, let us know. If you have a subject you want us to cover, let us know. We'll try to put things out there that that you want to hear about it. And take care. And Robert, thank you for all of your hard work, even though you complained about it the whole time we were online. See you next week.
Okay, everyone, I'm going to try to match these guys. These guys do the best exit ever. But thank you all who are wishing me a happy birthday. I really appreciate that. I think David did a great job. Brad does a great job of his, and Robert, you do a great podcast every week, and I enjoy doing it. So, and I want to say, Nick, I hope you get better. I felt like I should have said that last week, and I went, ba-ding. But anyway, yeah, thank you to everyone that came, and I have so much fun doing this, and I appreciate y'all. Have a great day.
Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for all your participation, for all your support for our channel. We appreciate it very much. We're going to keep trying to bring you this kind of content. Like Brad said, if you have a subject matter, guys, feel free to contact me. errors2you@aol.com. That's errors2you@aol.com. And I'd be happy to take and present it to everybody, and we can take and get it out just for you guys. So, thank you for all the wonderful questions. I appreciate it very much. We'll be back tomorrow, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Florida just gave you a copy of the list. Go check it out. It's also down in the description below. So, much love. Take care, everybody. Like I always like to say, if you happen to be looking at coins, everyone, happy hunting. Good night, all.